Hey, it's a camera. No, I'm kidding. Guys, it's Alan at Revival Cycles. We're gonna do a daily, I don't know, like number 3082. 40? This is a big 4-0. No, I'm 28. This is the big 4-0. Anyway, we haven't done a daily in a while. Sorry, but we're gonna get back on it here. So let's start off with talking about some questions we've gotten. We want to talk about questions in the comments occasionally. We do want you guys to ask questions, so we'll do our best to answer them quickly. Tony Clausen said, do you guys work 7 days a week? I've often heard you referring to working Saturday and Sunday. You know, for the first 6-7 years of doing this, I did pretty much work 7 days a week. Stefan and I and a few other people were here every damn day. No, we don't currently work 7 days a week. We don't even have a real schedule, but someone's always working here. Almost every single weekend there's at least a couple guys here, whether working on their own stuff or working on projects, because coming in the weekends you have more time to concentrate and focus on what you want to do. So we don't work every 7 days a week, but we try to sometimes. It's hard having a small business. Oh, that was Taylor Swift. Oh no, wait, that was Tony Clausen. Taylor Swift apparently is a big fan. I didn't know this. Asks, when are you going to replace the chain in your Norton? I wish I'd read these before, because I wouldn't have brought that one up. I need to do that still. It's just sitting there. We'll do it. We'll do it. It's just sitting there. It's hot as hell here. When it's hot in summertime in Texas, it's the worst time to ride, in my opinion. I like riding in the winter, so then you suddenly want to ride everything. And then Maximum Ignatiuk, I don't know what that says, could you tell more about the Öhlins Urban GS suspension? Did you change it front and rear? Yes, we'll talk a bit about that. It's Urban GS with Öhlins suspension on it. For now, I'm gonna tell you about this bike a little bit. This is a Moto Guzzi Breva that we built for our good buddy Kevin. He is a rider, and by that I mean he rides a lot. He'd had this bike for quite some time. He took it to someone to have some custom work done, and the project got started and a lot of cool work was done to it, but it was not finished and it was far from complete. And I think he got impatient, wanted it done quicker. So in a positive way, he took it from the guy who was working on it, who didn't have time to finish it, and brought it to us and asked us to complete it. Someone's at the door. Let me get that. Come on. Is it gonna be like Jay Leno? Am I getting a surprise here? Who's at the door? Is it Jay Leno?
Hey.
Oh, hi.
How's it going?
All right, how are you? Come on in. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, there was a camera going. Yeah. He'll help you. Yeah. All right. So I also answer the door. Anyway, it wasn't Jay Leno. Sucks. Anyway, this is, so what I was saying was we took the project over, and what he wanted to do with this Breva, which to my notion, or to my knowledge, this is the only custom Moto Guzzi Breva out there. I've never seen anybody turn one into a custom. It's got a cool, big alloy tank, and this is all handmade aluminum that was started and then we cut up and finished because it needed to be finished. But it's for touring. So this is a custom bike that he wants to go touring with. Then we built a stainless rack back here so you could strap luggage to it. This is all made from solid stainless tubing, and we built these bags, designed and built these bags in-house for him to, there's two of them, but this is just the one, for him to put his stuff in. And for traveling, these are wax canvas and, you know, water resistant and pretty kick-ass. All of this down here, if you get in close, you'll see these covers. The rear subframe was changed. We made these covers to kind of cover up some of the ugly bits. Made obviously a custom leather piece for the tank as a buckle protector. It's got different bars, it's got leather wrap grips, it's got cool custom mirrors, it's got a pretty nice flat paint job that we did over the alloy and over this Wunderlich front fairing, and of course custom exhaust, at least from the cat back, stainless exhaust. And then yeah, of course we did the seat. This is all done in-house. Designed, this is not just a foam seat, it's got a really nice memory foam on top. It's super, super comfy. So you should be able to two-up ride this thing cross country, no problem, and enjoy it. And I know he's excited to get it, and we can't wait for him to get it back. So I think it's ready to go, actually. Hopefully he comes and gets it soon and rides it back to Houston. Anyway, that's it. That's the Moto Guzzi Breva. Let's talk to Alec about...
Alec.
Oh, it's Alec?
Yeah, you've been saying my name wrong.
This whole time.
4 years.
That's not my fault. Oh, what was in there?
Water, moisture.
Okay. This looks nice. This is a chest protector.
It's my cod piece.
It's got arm cutouts and it's good to go.
For my legs.
It's really cool. This is the belly pan for what we've been calling the Alloy Guzzi project we've been working on.
That's a pretty non-descriptive.
Because it's got so much aluminum on it.
Yeah.
We probably ought to come up with a better name for that bike. Let's call it Steve.
I like Steve. That's my dog's name.
I know. I thought your dog's name was Stevie.
Steve, Steven,
He
any
prefers
variation.
Stevie when I've talked to him about it.
Stevie, Steven.
God, I wish we had a photo. Just put a photo of Stevie in there. It's worth doing. Stevie's almost as pretty as Alec.
He's awesome. He's my little dude.
So we're lacing wheels?
Yeah.
Or unlacing wheels?
Unlacing and lacing. So that's one that needs to be worked on. So initially when we got this bike, if you want to hear the whole story,
Sure.
these wheels came with it and they were assembled. And it was kind of one of those things where they weren't in great shape, but it was kind of like, well, clean them up as best you can and then we'll see. Clean them up as best I could, and then once the bike's done, they look terrible.
They look terrible because they looked old. Yeah.
So the only option is to break them down, media blast the hubs, which I've done. Now I'm going back together with this, and I ordered some new stainless steel spokes and nipples. And these, as you can see,
I love the Baranis though.
Yeah, they're awesome. All the little nicks and gouges and everything. So that's what it looked like. Here's the process for this guy.
Oh, you're not sending them out. We're just doing it ourselves.
No, we're doing it ourselves.
All right. I mean, what about all this? Like, what are we going to do about?
I'm not done yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I mean, I know you can buy new ones, but I'm trying to keep them under.
Well, you can't buy new Baranis. You can buy new fake Baranis.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean.
But so the goal is to do this to make it less expensive than buying some.
So everybody knows the shouldered rim. That's what they called this piece. That's underneath. This is called the shoulder. These shoulder alloy wheels. These are 18s, front and rear. Are really cool. It was kind of known as a Barani thing. It was meant to give stiffness. Stefan and I were talking about this the other day. You know, whether or not that rib in the wheel actually
works or not.
Actually does its job is up for debate. But they look super cool. I think it's Sun Rims makes a copy of this. But Barani still makes wheels for cars, but they don't make this wheel any longer for motorcycles. And the difference between this and the Sun wheel would be really hard to tell if you don't know what you're looking at. Reproductions, unless you see that it says Barani and made in Italy, which makes it pretty obvious.
But these are the OGs.
These are the OGs, and my T3 had these. The one of my regrets is the Le Mans does not have these.
I don't know who makes the ones that my Sportster, that old '60s Sportster has.
That's right. You have shouldered.
Yeah.
Are they Baranis?
I don't know who makes those. I don't think they are either, but
I think there's something else.
They're
cool.
Yeah, they're super cool.
But yeah, that was one of the things when the Guzzis came out, even the Eldorados, and they had the shouldered Barani alloy wheels. It was a big deal that they had these kind of performance wheels instead of big, ugly stainless. I'm sorry, mild steel heavy wheels.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they're super light.
Yeah.
So yeah, starting with this, and then I'm actually moving on after that. Once I get the wheels put together, I'm making brake lines for it. I'm making cables, possibly a little bit of wiring. I'm not sure exactly what the scope of this is as far as
we're calling the body work done.
Yeah.
Well, done enough anyway.
Yeah.
There'll be some cleaning and polishing, but for the most part, no more shaping for Andy and the exhaust. So it's ancillaries, it's controls, it's carburetors, and this is just a mock-up motor.
It is, yeah. So basically doing all of the stuff that Andy, now that Andy's done.
Andy did all his magic, and now you get to do all the hard part. He did the easy stuff. Looks cool. It's gonna be. I love this bike. I think it's gonna be really neat. This is what I really wanted my T3 to be one day. I never, obviously, didn't have the skills to.
Is that what yours is? A T3?
No, the old one I had, that red frame black one when we first met you many years ago. Huh?
Yours is a.
The one I have is a Le Mans 1.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
The Le Mans 1 is worlds apart. You need to ride like a T3 or a T1 or a T, is what they called it, and then compare it to the Le Mans. It looks like the same motor. Obviously, the frame's the same, but the suspension was a little bit better. The brakes were a tiny bit better, really the same calipers, and the motor is unreal. It's like twice the horsepower.
I'd like to see, because as you know, I'm not a big fan of the Guzzis.
Even Stefan, who's a Ducati guy who does not like Guzzis,
I mean, they're
historically, when he rode the Le Mans, was like, that's a really good bike. It's not comfortable, but it's fast. It's super fast.
I think I did ride it.
You need to ride on a racetrack.
Nah.
It's not your thing. It's not your thing.
I'll go on a road trip on it. Get back problems.
It's not a road trip bike. Yeah. All right. Well, Good luck. Did you see the other Guzzi project, what we decided to do with the wheels?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. I look forward to talking about that. We're doing, if people haven't seen it, we're putting this essentially the 4-valve, which is really an 8-valve motor. So this is a 4-valve version, so you have 2 valves on each head. The more modern, later on they did a belt drive. They called it an overhead cam, but the cam's really off to the side. 4-valve motor that revved much higher version of this motor.
It's a big bitch.
A big 1000 cc.
It's awesome.
We're taking a tawny frame bike, which this was a tawny, old tawny frame, and putting the modern 4-valve motor in it, which I've never seen done. I've seen people use the later motors, the newer motors, and put them in a tawny frame, but I've never seen anybody take that exact motor and put it in that frame. I'm really excited about it. But yeah, 19-inch.
It's going to be a big thing.
It's going to be cool. I think, well, big for us. It's fun. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
All right, who am I talking to next? You going to talk to Andy?
Let's talk to Alec.
We're done.
Oh.
You got anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I'm good.
Apparently, there's someone commenting that I'm just micromanaging the show for you guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what this is about.
They know us oh so well.
Yeah, this is all micromanaging.
You mean you can tell on the over the
on the camera
computer?
that when I go around, oh, here comes the micromanager.
Weird.
Yeah, I do watch everything you do all day long.
Well, in all reality, you know, I don't really talk to you that often.
No, this is a good excuse for me to get to talk to you
Yeah,
guys, not
like,
look over your shoulder.
Alan is busy, you know, upstairs.
Watching YouTube videos.
Yeah. Napping, snacking, watching YouTube videos, you know, sneaking in and out of the window. I've been here all day, guys.
You guys have been here the whole time. You didn't see me?
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I don't.
It's not micromanaging, it's okay. Well, you're also a much better host.
Am I?
Quack. Do a lot more quacking than me.
Oh, I hate the quack.
The quack?
I just won't cuss so much. God damn it.
Son of a
Quack.
quack. These guys are gonna love us. We need more quacks. All right.
Let's change it up. Let's make it a like a tiny dog bark, like a Bates bark.
Oh, great.
No,
great.
it's gonna be way worse.
That.
There's nothing
Corona,
that's gonna be good.
I was gonna say Corona will be obsessed with getting
Or
the
maybe
perfect
we can
bark.
like substitute that word for cool. Like instead of saying, we'll just say cool.
All right, we got it. Here's the soundbite. Cool.
Yeah.
Do that. Put that in there.
I like that.
All right, good.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for playing. Ooh, dude, that looks good. So, you know, not everybody knows, but we do automotive work. In some ways, automotive work is much easier than doing motorcycles, typically because there's much more aftermarket support. You can buy things like this out of Australia. And making things or modifying cars is somewhat easier in a lot of ways because you can hide all of your work. All you have to do is really great body work and really great interior work, and you can hide the modifications that you've made without them making too much of a splash. Like even this, the fabrication of this bumper, very nice, but you know, I don't think Andy'd be super stoked with the tolerances. I know Stefan wouldn't be on a piece like this. Not to say it's not cool, but anyway. So this is an 84 Land Cruiser FJ60. I used to have an 87, which is essentially the same thing, but with a 5-speed. I really love these trucks. I sold mine like 20 years ago, but we're building this for a client and friend, and he's got this cool roof rack. We put a 2.5-inch Old Man Emu lift on it, which is new leaf springs, new shocks. Obviously, these big fat wheels and tires. We put headers on it. Here, we can walk around here. I'll show you this since we're standing here. I think they're actually going to come pick this thing up soon. Put this big, fat ARB bumper on it. It's funny, I used to own one, but I don't really remember how to open the hood. I know I'm there. There it is. So we put a, we wanted to put a small block. We wanted to change it out and put a V8, American V8 in it. But instead we put this kick-ass Weber carb and a kick-ass set of stainless headers. And I have to say, it makes the thing run a whole lot better. And then of course he did a tune-up and a lot of other stuff. It has a lot more power. And then ARB front bumper and a winch. And this guy's ready to go tear it up, I think. Might do a bit more, but I think that's it for now. Anyway, I drove it the other day. It's way cooler than my FJ was, because my FJ didn't have a cool lift on it. I couldn't afford to buy the $2,500 lift. Anyway, let's go talk to Andy. Andy. He loves it when I scream while he's polishing his rod. Ooh, are you polishing your rod?
I'm polishing my rod. Some may even call it a shaft, but that might not be technically correct, Stefan.
It's life size. It's really smooth. That's a really smooth.
You are so helpful.
It's kind of body temperature, actually. No, we probably should not put that in the video.
Yeah. You want to talk about stuff and things?
I want to talk about the Urban GS. This bike we've done some modifications to. Hi. Then we can talk about how this is going.
I think he's waiting for glue to dry right now. So we're in the middle of
waiting for glue.
Reshaping this seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you grind on it too soon, it tends to separate and does weird stuff. And
I didn't know we were gonna do the custom seat already. Maybe Chris knows more than me. He's communicating lots of things to me. This is a good friend and client. This is one of our clients that we've known for a really long time, who literally I've been on the phone with all morning, and I didn't even talk to him about the seat part. So, okay.
Communication at its best.
Well, yeah. So yeah. To the story about the guy who owns this bike, he's a good friend. He owns Pyro. We can put a photo of Pyro in there. And a sport. Sorry, that was a sport classic.
Paul Smart.
And a Paul Smart that we did some early custom work to.
Yeah, that
And a bunch of other cool
that
stuff.
seems like a million years ago when we were working on his Paul Smart. Like literally.
Yeah. He's also the guy that owns that Raptor. If you guys haven't seen the Raptor video, we can put a link to the bottom of that. He told me today that he's selling the Raptor. It's just not. It's too big. It's not his style.
I kind of want to tell my favorite Raptor joke, but it might offend.
What's your Raptor joke?
What does?
Do you like sit around thinking up these jokes so you
No.
can tell them on video? You
No.
never tell me jokes.
What does the Raptor sound like going through a puddle? Douche.
Man. He's gonna love that joke. I'm gonna send him like.
I didn't write that.
Oh, you didn't write that? It's
No,
not yours?
No, I can't take credit. I'm pretty sure I got that on the internet.
You should. You have Wi-Fi now at the house, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
That's the problem. Yeah, you need to go back to reading books.
Anyway, so we're gonna reshape the seat, make it look a little more sort of vintage dirt bike is, I believe, the aesthetic.
Yeah. No, that was sorry. I was.
And also make it a little taller because James is a large
6'6".
man.
So what he said to me was, "Hey, I'm thinking about buying a bike, but I need something." He was showing me some other sporty bike he was gonna buy. I was like, "Dude, you need to buy something that's big and comfy that you'll ride." You're 6'6".
That he could ride two up to.
And he wanted to be able to ride with two people. And I said, "You need to look at the Urban GS." And he's like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah." Anyway, so that was the thing. We went and got this Urban GS. I promptly did a burnout on it when it had 2 miles on it. We brought it here, put new tires on it immediately, because that's why I did a burnout, to make it a little more aggressive. And then, it's become, a little bit of a trick dirt bike. Not a whole lot of stuff being done to it, but we immediately put Uhlin suspension, which someone has asked about this in our videos. Like, is it all new suspension? Yes, it's all new suspension. He really wanted it to be taller than it already was. So we're building some spacers and we're gonna make it taller with that suspension. And then Andy has been doing some fabrication work to it. So now
just
talk
a
through.
little bit.
So you're making the seat taller?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're gonna make it a little taller, a little more square, a little more sort of 90s
Cushy.
dirt bike. Yeah, and then add some memory foam to make it a little more comfortable.
So how tall are we gonna be here?
I think it's about another inch.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then over here, if you come around here, Chrono. We took the airbox out. I think you guys might have seen this the other day. And he took the factory cover that goes over here for the snorkel, which would be attached to the airbox.
Exactly.
And then?
So that's just the factory cover. It's been reshaped and then trimmed and to match the tank here. And then I actually added a little bit of detail.
You gonna fix that for me?
Yeah, I'll smooth it out a little more.
Good. It's a little. I've already given him shit off camera about it.
Sometimes it's hard to tell until things get sanded out. And Ty actually did all the metal finish on that. I'm kind of starting to train him on some of that
On
stuff.
the sanding, you mean? Yeah, the sanding.
No, the actual like metal finish,
Oh, really?
punching,
Yeah, it looks
all
good.
that stuff. It was a good sort of test piece for him to start to learn some of that stuff.
Since I am your micromanager, I should already know that, but I didn't know that. Sorry, this has already been discussed with Alec. I'm gonna act really insecure that I care about someone said I'm a micromanager, but it's a couple times now someone's gone in and said that I'm just doing this to micromanage you guys. So that's why I do these videos.
So you can micromanage?
So I can micromanage.
Okay.
I wish you wouldn't wear that hat. I hate that hat. just kidding.
I'll
trying to think of
I'll
something.
call Roland and get a new Roland
Yeah,
Sands
get a
hat.
new RSD hat. That's exactly what I want. Long story short, first time we ever did any TV, we did these long interviews and stuff, and of course,
Also seems like a million years ago.
that was a million years ago. Andy had his interview for this TV show and was wearing a cool Roland Sands hat the entire interview. And I was like, dude, Roland Sands is huge. No one has any idea who we are, and you're advertising his cool.
How many years later?
That I'm still teasing you
You're
about
still
it?
giving me
Cool. I think it was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No.
This is our relationship.
I gotta
in case
come-
you were wondering.
I need something to tease you about.
You want to talk about this other BMW?
Have you come anyway since we last talked
Yeah.
about it? What have you done?
I've done quite a bit
I mean,
of
you
work
put
on
the
it.
motor in it. I can see that, but
Yes, so it finally has the actual motor in the frame, so we can start moving forward on some other stuff. We've got the tail mocked up now.
I was gonna say, is it bolted down?
It's bolted down, and they're shock mounts. We've got some shocks that are just placeholders till we figure out what we actually want to use.
I still love these things.
Yeah. And then I've been doing some work on rear sets. So we've got this handy jig that Ted made for another project that I recycled. Super convenient.
So positioning for the foot pegs and
Yeah.
all the controls is what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, this is a custom bike and it's a race bike. There isn't really anything that is going to bolt on here, so we're just building everything from scratch.
It's gonna look cool. So this is the position we're going with right now?
It is, yeah. Kind of contingent. I'm waiting on, I don't actually know how tall he is, so that's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Stefan says he thinks he's my height, but
He's about your height.
yeah.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but just knowing that we don't want the peg to scrape before the head does.
Yeah, exactly.
It does look a little lower. Or maybe we do want the peg to scrape, but no, we don't. We want the head to scrape first and done. What else have you done?
That's about it right now. I mean, the big thing is getting those rear sets set so that we can determine exhaust position. I'll hand that off to Ty as soon as we have a solid plan for that.
It's still a really cool project. I like it.
It's going to start moving really quickly, I think.
Well, it already has. I mean, you've got all the hard parts worked out. Have you, well, whatever. We'll come back to this later. I want to talk to you about the Guzzi project. About the 4-valve Guzzi project, not the Alloy Guzzi project. The other Guzzi project.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
The elephant in the room, if you will.
I don't think, that didn't make any sense. Is it an elephant?
I don't know. It's a 4-valve Guzzi motor.
Because it's fat? Yeah, anyway. So I think that is enough for one day. Certainly enough for one daily. This is everybody's seen this, our Guzzi V9. We've set it over here, but we added some cool Moto Gadget bar ends that you guys will see a 101 about soon, about how to install the bar end turn signals. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, subscribe, comment, share. Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate Alec. Thanks for watching. See you guys soon. Get your hands dirty.
I was about to wash my nasty ass hands.
Can we film you and test this camera?
Sure. Ooh, do you guys want to learn proper hand washing etiquette while we're at it?
Yeah. Seriously.
So, I used to have a boss a long time ago. He's like in his 70s now, but this is when I used to do cars before I did motorcycles, well, professionally or whatever. Anyways, and he always said, if you ever see a mechanic or somebody with really dirty hands, it's because they want them to be dirty. And so ever since then, I kind of took into thought that, man, you don't have to have dirty ass hands when you do this kind of stuff. All you gotta do is wash them, and wash them well, and maybe, you know, wash them more than once a day. I don't know, I shower when I get home too, but typically all of our hands are filthy when we leave here. Yeah, we usually use this stuff. It's got pumice, fast orange. Anyways, you don't get your hands wet first of all. Put that in there, rub it all around. Oh, I wish, well, there wasn't really a good before, but they're really gross.
sing happy birthday to yourself twice? You do that?
I do that every night anyway, so that's how I keep calm. Anyways, yeah, water's second. Water is so you can wash it all off. Check this out. Also, I don't like having long nails. I think it's really gross. So having short nails really helps too. And this is turning into like a 101, like how to wash your hands. Hey Andy, you know how to wash your hands properly?
Nope.
See, I already knew that. Look at him.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Look at that. Fresh as the day is long. I usually wash them throughout the day, and then I'll wash them at night before I go home, and then I'll wash them again in the shower. It's that easy. Like I said, if you have dirty ass hands, it's because you want them to be dirty, and that's gross. No one wants you touching them with dirty ass hands. I've been doing this for a long time, whether you're a mechanic, bike builder, car builder, whatever. You don't have to be nasty, man. You can be good. People don't have to know what you do. Tell them you're a banker. I don't know. It makes more money. No one wants to date a guy who builds motorcycles. Or girl. No one wants to, well, maybe so. That's kind of cool. Anyways. Clean hands. Full hearts, can't lose.